Hey, what is up guys? So I got a very interesting deck. I didn't even know if this would work. This is basically me trying to test out if Dueling Network worked with Durandal, which is a new XYZ. See, look at that, going minus with Cup of Ace, but won't even matter. My opponent is going to go even more minus. So let me briefly explain what Durandal does. Basically, we're using his second effect to abuse him, essentially. It's you can detach one material from this card, both players shuffle their entire hands into the decks. Then each player draws the same number of cards they shuffled. So what you do is you have it so your opponent, well, if you happen to have multiple Durandals, then you could, obviously do it multiple times, but the thing is, basically you want to make it so your opponent adds a card. Then you can activate Dueling Network, and because this card is a quick play, what you can do is you want to activate Durandal first. And then what you want to do is you want to chain Dueling Network, and then from there your opponent basically loses their entire hand. You'll also lose your hand, but it doesn't really matter because the goal of this deck is a rank 5 spam deck, so the goal is to get out two rank 5 XYZs, one of them being Durandal obviously, and then being able to just make it so your opponent has 0 cards and you have 2 XYZs out on the field. So I got lucky and he's playing Gravekeeper, so I'm going to chain Dueling Network to the effect of Durandal, and you can see he gets 0 cards. And I basically at this point can just win the game because, I was thinking about going for Zenmayo, but I mean he quit. I don't blame him for that because at that point he can't really do anything because he has to top deck against 2 XYZs, and Tyrus is obviously pretty good against any potential back row that he would have drawn into, or even like a dark hole. So he was just at way too much a disadvantage because Durandal is just, because he's a quick effect like that. It's so awesome, it makes it amazing. But anyways, since the video is so short, let's go ahead and jump right into the deck profile. Alrighty guys, welcome to the deck profile because the video was so short. So anyways, like I said, basically it is a rank 5 spam deck, but basically it's more so of a troll deck that you want to use going first. Unfortunately, if your opponent sets everything, then this deck doesn't really do as well. In fact, it'd probably be a bad deck at that point. But nonetheless, my channel has a lot of fun decks, and this is just a very good troll deck. But anyways, there are a lot of meta decks that search out anyways, like the Heretic Rulers, there's Karakuris, there's Geargia. I mean, there's so many decks that just say like, search a card, or even 6 Samurais, and you just be like, no cards for you. But anyways, now on with the deck profile. So we got 3 Mist Archfiends, we've got 3 Photon Slayers, we got 3 Overlay Boosters, we got 3 Heretic Dragon of a set, 3 Ghost Ships, 3 Solar Windjammers, 3 Star Drawings, 3 Dueling Network. So that's going to round it off for our monster lineup. Basically, the only problem that I could really see with the deck is, even when you're going first, is you have to have Dueling Network. Otherwise, like, the combo doesn't really work. So if you really wanted to, you could technically play Birdman and 1-for-1. Originally, I was trying that out. I was also playing Allure of Darkness at one point, but unfortunately Garbage Ogre can only be used for the XYZ of a dark monster, so that really sucks. Yeah, this card is dark, and so is Birdman. But what I did was I would 1-for-1 into Dueling Network, then I would return it to my hand with the effect of Birdman, then I would have it. But I ended up going way too minus, and that involved usually getting a successful Cup of Ace off to pull it off. But next up, 3 Instant Fusion, 1 Day of Peace, 3 Cup of Ace. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. You saw me, I got tails on it. It didn't matter because I'm going to get rid of everything in their hand anyways. Next up, 3 Upstart Goblins, 1 Reload, 3 Hand Destruction, and 2 Dark World Dealing. The thing with Hand Destruction, I like it because it's quick play, so it opens up plays where I can, Dueling Network and then, just do the dirty from there. Next up, 2 Dark World Dealing just to finish it off. But as far as the extra deck, you really don't need anything that's not rank 5. You should probably also, you should also play Freezer Dawn, but there's this other card, I totally forgot its name, but you can overlay it with just using a rank 5 water XYZ, and has a pretty good effect, gains attack for each XYZ, but I mean, you really don't need it. I mean, at the point of when your opponent has 0 cards, to usually, you will be making, well, obviously you have to have at least 1 XYZ to actually pull off the combo, but ideally you want to be able to pull off 2 XYZs. If you get into Cup of Ace, potentially you can get 3 XYZs and your opponent has 0 cards, which obviously at that point they should be quitting. But generally I would say it's pretty consistent to get out, well, it's really consistent to get out 1. I'd say you'd have a 50% chance to get out 2, but getting out 1 is super easy in the deck. The only problem, like I said, is getting that Dueling Network in your hand, and pretty much everything in this deck is draw power. I was thinking originally I could probably make a Dark World variant of it using the Silva and what's the other, I think it's gold, isn't it? Gold with 2 Ds. Yeah, gold is also level 5. I was thinking about you could do it with that also, and that way maybe you could just play Dark World that just happens to be able to make it so your opponent starts out with 0 cards. But nonetheless, this was not meant to be a competitive deck. It was more so of a fun troll deck because, you know, I like seeing interesting things, and obviously breaking the game is always a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I feel like this combo kind of breaks the game, but I mean, realistically, taking this to a tournament might not be the best idea. But if you have any suggestions to improve this deck, or you can somehow make the deck better by somehow bouncing everything on your opponent's field into their hand, so then when you go for your combo, it actually works, and that way when you go second, it's, you know, still good, because going second, like I said, if they set everything, you won't be able to get rid of their entire hand. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. And oh, I'll put the Dropbox link down below in the description box if you want to just download it and import it into your DevPro game. But anyways, thanks for watching. Azneyes out.